Hey, this is BlindFox and welcome to my little food review. Please support the channel, please subscribe, and please go and donate on patreon.com. So today we have in this little brown bag, we've got some pies from not so local a shop, a bit more farther away, but a bit more expensive shop than that we can get in my town. So this is two things we're going to check. We are going to, in this bag is little pies, and you can see, unlike sometimes when you have pies in a bag, there's no residue or no fatty residue on the outside of this, and there's no greaseproof paper in the inside. So we're going to have some pies. So just if you don't believe me, see, this is just normal brown paper, and there is our little pies. So I will go and heat them up. Oh, let's just get some of them out here. They are different types. And normally I have never had them warmed up. You can see they are squashed a bit because they just squashed a bit, but they are nice. There's no greasiness. I don't feel any greasiness. Sometimes your pies feel a bit greasy. Here is another one. Looks a bit better. Still more. This is how they should look. Here's another one. Also got squashed a bit, but they are still very much. This one is again a bit better. So this is our little pies that we are going to check out. We've got a sausage one. We've got two cheese ones, and we've got two chicken ones. At the moment they've got a special for 5. You buy 5 pies, or 5 pies, you get sort of a little discount, so that's why I got them. When these are fresh, they are really crispy or flaky. This is a really good, well, fresh pie, but I'm going to try and see how it warms up in the microwave and see how much of a difference it makes, because I've had these a few times, and fresh they are really good. So I'll go and eat them up and we will see how they look. Okay, there we go, we've got our pies. Or half of them warmed up. These we have warmed up, these not. So we will start at the pie that I think is the worst one if you eat them cold. This is the cheese pie. So the cheese, a bit salty in the inside, but the dough is fine. It's still flaky, although it's a slightly bit chewy. So as I said, when these pies are hot, or the first time when it's sort of, you just got them, it's sort of a crispy, flaky, it's not a hard dough, it's a very light, it's a very good dough actually. So let's start at this one, this is the cheese one. A bit soggy at the bottom because of course it's heated up a bit. Not really soggy at the top, but it's very soft now. The dough is more flaky than the one, and it's almost more light than the cold one. But because I've warmed it up in the microwave, it did lose that nice crispy crunchiness when it had when it was fresh. But it's still, and it's a bit more fatty now on your fingers, but it's still not as fatty as some of the other pies you get, and the dough flakes is very much thinner. So let's try this is I think a chicken mushroom pie. Our filling here very mushroomy. You get the chickenness. Also maybe a bit on the salt side when you eat it cold, but again the dough still flaky, not really crunchy, but it's not a bad, you can eat this cold and it's not a bad thing. I wouldn't do the cheese cold, but, and then here again, a bit of a soft dough, but then you have to remember, and a bit soggy on the underside, but you have to remember there is some fluid in this filling, but the top, quite nice. You can see there's a lot of air trapped in there, so it's a nice flaky dough. You still get the chickeniness, the mushroominess, the saltiness sort of does disappeared. A bit fattiness, but not really as fatty as some other. I don't know if you can even see that I can feel it on my fingers, but you can't really see so it's not, although there's fat there, there's not sort of glistening. And again, a nice dough. Because it's not warmed up in the oven, of course the dough isn't crispy, but if this stuff is warmed up in the oven, they would still have their nice crispy dough, and they are not bad warmed up in the microwave. Now we've got our sausage roll, which doesn't have any filling in or any liquid filling. so the dough is much drier. And it still feels crispy, although it's not really crispy anymore. You can see nice sausage or minced meat in there. Well, it's not, and it's still the same nice dough, flaky. Get that normal sausage roll taste that we have. Not really a spiciness, but it definitely tastes to the food here. So what do I think? So what do I think of the spice? Well, they're not as good as when you get them fresh, because you lose that crispiness of the dough, but the dough is still very flaky. It's not, although there is some fatty residue on your fingers, it's not really glistening. It's not overly fatty. You don't feel like you are eating a pie now. It's really, or fast food actually. It's quite nice. So what do I think? What do I think? I think these are actually better fresh, but still, if you eat them up in the microwave, you can still eat them. It's still fine. If you heat them up in the oven, because your crust would be flaky again, it will also be fine. It will actually be better. So these pies, I was afraid that they would sort of lose some of the niceness when you heat them up. In the microwave, of course, they do, but if you do this in the oven, it would be quite good. So that's what I think about our little pies, and I was asked to get some more local pies, but we don't get these here. We just get sort of a lower quality or lower range pie in our town. It was a very small town, so these are from a bit bigger town, so these are a bit nicer pies. And I decided to do a lot of little pies so that you can see more than one kind. So this is our little pie review. So thanks for watching. Please support the channel, please subscribe, please go donate on patreon.com, and see you at my next ration review.